Hi, thanks for joining the course. So let's talk about the data science hype. What exactly is data science? Is it artificial intelligence? Is it big data, machine learning, analytics, predictive intelligence? These are all buzzwords you would have heard from people in media, people in different fields. Everyone is talking about it, but what exactly is data science and what is a data scientist? Is a data scientist someone, who solves all our problems magically with some computer whiz and programming and statistical knowledge? Or should we be wary of data scientists? Should we be careful of what they know? But before we go into that, that's a moral dilemma. Let's talk about data science. What exactly is data science and why should you care? I mean, obviously you care because you've started this course and you want to learn more and you want to learn how to apply data science to your business or to any business or real life cases. But let's take a look at data science to be a little bit more specific. Let's think about it. Making sense of data. However, that doesn't tell you much because a lot of you who are beginners right now won't exactly know what even data is. In fact, a lot of people don't understand what data is. They think it's a spreadsheet, and data can actually be anything. It can be images, videos. It can be hard copies of legal documents for the last 100 years. That is all data. But think about it. I just used that example of legal documents. Let's think about land deeds for a city that has like 100,000 people over the last 100 years. That is a lot of data. There's a lot of things going on there. And how do you make sense of it? How do you pick up trends? How do you infer when was a good time to buy? How were prices varying? What family was basically buying up a lot of land? These are all things that can be revealed by data. So when I say making sense of data, that is kind of what I mean. Also, data science includes something called predicting outcomes. Now, that should be self-explanatory. However, this is probably the hardest part of data science and the part that everyone is most curious about. How do you predict things from data? And then another big portion of data science is uncovering and discovering patterns. Pattern recognition in data is vital because in that same example with the land deeds, you want to figure out patterns over time. Maybe you can figure out things that caused a crash or a economic boom just by looking at land transaction data over the last few hundred years. And then most importantly, creating intelligence out of data. Now that sounds a bit generic, but when I say creating intelligence out of data, it pretty much means you have all this data. How do we get things out of it? How do we learn from it? How do we build models that can predict different things? How do we do all of this? These are all generic things, but this is what data can tell us, essentially. And now let's talk about the data science demand, because even right now, even with COVID-19, as you can see in my next slide right here, there has been no let up in demand and hiring for data scientists right now. Because as soon as a company that has been severely affected by COVID, like let's think of Uber or Airbnb, lay off their data scientists, they just get swooped up right now in different industries. Because at this point in time, especially when people are trying to fine tune and make their business more efficient, data scientists are key to that. And as you can see from the projects on this course, there are just so many areas data scientists can apply themselves in the business world to improve things. You're talking about things like predicting which customers will convert faster, how to improve our marketing, how can we segment our customers to find our best or most profitable customers and get them back. Recommendation systems as well. How do we recommend products or items or services that certain customers will like the most and will be most inclined to buy? So these are the questions and problems that data scientists are solving right now in the business world. And that is why you can see they're in such demand. And those are just generic, simple projects. There are actually a lot more others that data scientists can apply themselves to and help streamline businesses. And like I said, COVID-19 has certainly not diminished the demand for data scientists, at least not in my experience. In my city of London, I'm getting job requests, interviews constantly. And I'm not even like a super good data scientist. I'm just like fairly experienced now. But everyone is getting a lot of requests still right now that I know of. And so hiring is definitely continuing. But there's a problem in data science, and that is data science is hard. It's a multidisciplinary field that involves several things, as you can see here. If you want, you can pause this slide and take a look at this. Now, I will tell you though, Not everything here is essential for a data scientist right now to function. Right now, you just need to have programming, statistical knowledge, maybe some database basics, machine learning, just on this high-level understanding of the core algorithms, definitely visualization skills, and definitely you need data munching and data wrangling skills. But things like data ingestion, these toolbox things, NLP, those aren't critically essential. Even big data isn't critically essential right now, but it's always good to know. And the biggest problem in data science, at least to me right now, is that things are changing so fast. It's such a fast-paced, evolving field that things can be the hot tool right now, and then 2 weeks later, there's this brand new module or library that's taking over the data science world by storm. So you have to get used to this. You have to understand it's a fast-paced field, but once you know the basics, which is what I'll be teaching you in this course, you will be fine. You'll always be needing those core basics, and then everything else is just icing on the cake. You'll just be using that easily. So when you get a new tool, it's not going to be that difficult for you to get used to once you understand the core tools that I'll teach you in this course. Right, so I don't want this to be you. I want to actually show you all the basics so that you don't have to be just jumping in, using different tools and having no idea what you're doing, because that's how the data science world is right now. There are tons of these micro tutorials you find on YouTube or on blogs that show you quickly like a snippet of what you need to know, but you don't understand the foundation of what you're doing. And that's what I'm going to try to help you with. So what you're going to be getting in this course is you're going to understand all the basics that a data scientist needs to know. You're going to understand the secret power of data and actually how to unravel it and basically have data make sense to you and just uncover all these secret things that were hidden in the data. And what is equally important is understanding how to use the knowledge you get in the data to solve real-world business problems. So let's take a look at our learning path. We're getting a basic introduction into Python. Then you'll touch on data wrangling using pandas and NumPy. Next, we take a look at the visualization libraries such as Matplotlib and all the popular ones as well to create some very cool and fancy visualizations. Then we'll take a look at statistics, probability, and hypothesis testing. Then we do some dashboard design using Google Data Studio. And then we take a look at all the important machine learning algorithms such as linear regressions, logistics, SVMs, naive Bayes, random forest, and a couple others. Then we take a look at deep learning, and deep learning is actually pretty important right now. It can technically solve almost any machine learning problem right now. And then we start doing unsupervised learning, where we look at clusters and segmentation, and then take a look at recommendation systems. Then we take a look at using big data libraries such as PySpark to get a handle and feel of how we treat with big or very large data sets that can't fit on your memory on your local computer. And then we take a look at deploying machine learning models on cloud services. So we're going to deploy one on Heroku as a project in this course. So let me introduce myself. I'm Rajiv Rathan, and I've been a data scientist for the last 5 years since graduating with my master's in artificial intelligence from the University of Edinburgh in 2014. And since then, I've had a lot of experience, especially in the startup realm in London. I've worked for about 3 or 4 different startups there over a 3 to 4 year period. Then after, I started to do consultancy for a lot of different companies, telecom, airlines, some government companies as well. Then I'm simultaneously doing a lot of research right now. I have 2 papers out right now and a couple more on the way. So I've been quite busy with a lot of different things, which is, I think, my biggest asset. Just having such a variety of experience right now, especially in the startup realm, because I worked in like an ed tech startup, a real estate startup, a gambling startup, and a fintech startup. And they all expose me to so many different things right now. So I have quite a diverse array of knowledge for data scientists. And I want to pass that knowledge on to you, because having such a variety of experiences allows me to understand the different problems in different industries. So in this course, what you'll be learning is basically software development, just some introduction to Python. You're going to learn the maths and statistics of machine learning at a high level. Then you're going to start looking at the business domain knowledge for a lot of different problems I'll expose you to. And that would basically make you a fairly decent data scientist that if you do everything in this course and understand it, say even at 70%, you're definitely a hireable person right now. Like, right, I'm a co-founder in 2 startups right now that have been yet to launch, and I would definitely consider hiring someone who has that knowledge as a junior data scientist. And finally, you don't have to have any real set of requirements to take part in this course. This course is targeted to beginners. Obviously, let me start over. And these are the requirements for the course. You don't have to have no. And these are the requirements for the course. I assume you're a total beginner, so you don't have to have any prior knowledge joining in this course. However, some familiarity with programming and maybe high school level math would definitely be beneficial, because I'm not going to teach over those concepts, but especially with the programming, a lot of the basics I teach, so you don't have to fear that. So if you have a fear of programming, don't let that hinder you in this course. I'll definitely explain all of these things to you. Also, it would be good if you had some familiarity with statistics and data science, but definitely you don't need to know anything. The best thing you need right now is just enthusiasm, interest, and passion for working with data, which is what we'll be doing in this course. So thanks for joining.